Good afternoon, groovy citizens of Earth, and happy Friday. I don't know about you all, but this has been a long week. It's been a very productive week, but a long week nonetheless. So I am praying, I am hoping that you all have had a great day, a great week, and you'll have an even greater weekend. So now, before I jump into today's video, I have two things I want to share with you. Number one is, I want to show y'all my shirt. So this is my St. Patrick. Oh God, I can't even get up. This is my St. Patrick's. This is Happy St. Patrick's Day, and I got this from Michael's last year. Now, y'all, let me tell you something. Last year when I bought this shirt, it's a large. It was fitting a little snug, but this year, honey, it fits great. And that's because I told you I've lost 17 pounds since November, and I'm so happy about that. The second thing I want to tell you is make sure you all are looking out for my cooking video tomorrow. I'll probably do it tomorrow afternoon after I get my nails done. But yeah, look out for my cooking video on tomorrow. And I'm going to be making what I like to call cup of noodle surprise. Now I know what you're thinking, Michelle, what in the Sam Hill is that? Well, guess what? It's a cup of noodles, and the surprise is whatever I choose to put into it. Don't judge me because I don't judge you, okay? Anyway, today is a beautiful 77 degrees outside. As you can see, the sun coming through the window. I actually have my sunroof open because I didn't want to cut my air on. And so there's a slight little breeze that comes through every now and then, and when I catch it, it's like, oh, that feels so good. But y'all, it's 77 degrees, which is weird because we just had 40-degree weather a couple of days ago, 60 degrees something or 60 something other, I think yesterday. So this weather's kind of up and down, so you have to just play it by ear. Now let's jump into today's topic. Today's topic is leave the old you behind. Leave the old you behind. So I have an unknown quote that I'm going to share with you. And it simply says, the question is, did you change for the worse or did you change for the better? Everyone changes, but not everyone improves. I need y'all to get that in your spirit right now. Everybody changes, but not everybody improves. That's powerful. And as always, these quotes will be in the description box. And then I have another quote by Joel Osteen that I want to share with you. And he says, successful people know how to change with the times. They don't get stuck in a rut doing the same thing the same way year after year. They are consistently evolving where they are. They make adjustments so they can improve. We have to stay open for change. We can't get so set in our ways that we won't try anything new. And that's true because some people don't like change and they just will not try anything new. This is why many people don't have any enthusiasm. There's no freshness in their life. Every time an opportunity comes for change, for promotion, because they are not used to it, they swing back. They don't realize that what's happening, they don't realize that what's keeping them from going to the next level. So if you're one of these people that you are so set in your ways, and I know people like that, they just refuse to change. It's always been this way, so I'm going to keep doing it that way. No, you've got to change. And see, what happens is when you refuse to change, opportunities are coming. But you standing up there with the cross sign up because you don't want it, because you're not used to it. Well, I'm not used to a lot of things, but guess what? I have to change with the time, right? And that quote was by Joel Osteen. And here's another quote. I'm not sure who said it, so I have unknown. And it says, how many of you know that when you get tired, when you get fatigued, when you get desperate, you start lowering your standards pretty quick? Y'all, that's powerful. Can I say that one more time? Because somebody missed it. You blinked a little too fast. How many of you know that when you get tired, when you get fatigued, when you get depressed, you start to lower your standards pretty quickly? And I'm going to tell you something. That covers the gamut of so many things. When you get tired of being alone, how many times have you just jumped into a relationship because you said, well, look, I'm tired of being by myself. I'm going to take the first thing coming along with a heartbeat. So you now have lowered your standards to accept things that you normally wouldn't. You got tired of looking for a job, so you just accepted that job that came along digging ditches, and you know that's not what you want to do, but you were tired of being unemployed. And I can kind of see that to a certain extent, because you do need your funds coming in. However, what I don't understand is how you got in that job and you allowed yourself to get stuck where you weren't looking for something else. And I want you all not to lower your standards for anything, for any reason, for anybody. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then lastly, I wanted to share with you, excuse me, I put out a Facebook post this morning, and the meme, it was a lion in the background. And on the front of that, the meme said this: sometimes you just have to die a little inside in order to be reborn. Come on, somebody. And rise again as a stronger and wiser version of yourself. And again, that quote's unknown because I don't know who said it. There was no name on it, but I liked it, so I shared it. So let's just unpack that just a little bit, and then I'll let you be. The takeaway from what I'm saying today is you have got to leave the old you behind. And like I said, your old, what I like to call stinking thinking, is keeping you from advancing. Your old stinking thinking is keeping you from having all that God would have for you, because your mind is so stuck on what used to be that you can't accept what is. That's just like even with this pandemic. Let me just talk about that for a few minutes. There's so many people that are stuck in how things used to be. And I hear people often talk about how, you know, I'll be glad when we can go back into church, because I'm tired of having church at home and streaming. We should be in the church. Other churches opening their doors, and that's fine. Because I think I shared with you all before, there's a church here that's probably about maybe 15-20 minutes from my house. They've closed down not once but twice because of COVID outbreaks. You know why? Because people wanted to go back to what they were used to. And you jumped the gun too fast and you ended up getting what you get. I'm thankful that my pastor's not, excuse me, my pastor's not saying, well, you know, we used to be in church on Sunday, so we need to run on back into the doors. No, if it's not safe to do that, then let's not do that. Same thing with jobs. If people can get the job done successfully working from home, why throw them back into the office just because that's what they're used to? So now, not only do you have to leave your house, but those that take public transportation, especially the subway system, which is always packed, or you ride a bus or a commuter train, or however you get to work, you're going to put everybody's lives at risk by jamming all these people up to get them back in the office. Why? Because this is what we used to do. No. Some of y'all got to let that old stuff die. Let that old thinking die. Because as the meme said, that in order for you to be reborn and to rise again as a stronger and wiser version of yourself, you've got to die just a little bit inside. Some of you can't have the finer things I'm not even gonna say the finer things. Some of you all can't meet the right person because you're used to, y'all know, I like the air quote, a certain type of person. So God sends on this man or this woman in your life, and you're like, yeah, they're all right, but that's not what I'm used to. I'm used to tall, dark, and handsome. I'm used to this, I don't know, woman with an hourglass figure, you know, hair down to her shoulders, booty all out to everywhere. And this woman doesn't have that. So you're going to turn down that blessing that God gave you because it didn't come to you the way it used to. Honey, let me tell you something. It's a blessing to have somebody that wants to love us. And that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. But it's a blessing to have somebody that wants to love us, because somebody right now is sitting around wishing that they had somebody that wanted to love them. Somebody's sitting around thinking, I'm tired of being by myself, Lord. I'm tired of watching everybody else enjoy life with their significant others. And I'm sitting here with nobody. So what I'm saying is sometimes you've got to die just a little bit inside. And I also use this thought about how I talked about the azalea bushes. You all can't see the azalea bushes in the yard, but right now there's some greenery on it, but there's some brown situations going on it too. You know why? Because if you know anything about azaleas, they bloom in the spring, but they only bloom for a short period of time, and they're beautiful. We have a dark pink, a light pink, a purple, and I think on this side is a white bush. And so, but they only bloom for a certain period of time, maybe 2 months, and then the beautiful flowers are gone until next year. But guess what happens? If you prune them and you take care of them, they're going to come back beautiful, more vibrant and bright in color next year than they did the previous year. But you don't get upset and fall apart just because the beautiful flowers are gone. No, they had their time. So they have to die inside. Come on, somebody. So that they can be reborn again next year. And I talked about the same thing when you went to get saved and you walked down that aisle and you gave your hand to the pastor, but you gave your heart to God. And you joined that church and you hadn't been baptized. Because I still remember when I was baptized. And when you are taken down in the water and you're brought back up, that old you dies. So now you don't think the way you used to think. You don't act the way you used to act. You don't talk the way you used to talk. You are a brand new person. And so you have to act accordingly. Now, I'm not going to say I'm perfect. Nobody is. Do I slip back in my old ways? Y'all know, because I've done car vlogs and somebody pulls out, cuts me off. I say things I probably shouldn't, but I do repent for that. I don't do it on camera, but I do repent for that. I said, Lord, please forgive me, because I didn't set out to come cussing nobody today, or cussing, period. So I'm a work in progress. I am. And I shared a story in our women's Bible study class on last Thursday, because we were talking about how the devil gets in us and has us doing and saying things that we shouldn't say. And I said, it's funny because, and he makes us think that we're not worthy enough, that we don't deserve things. And you do, because you're not perfect. And if God chose you for that thing, then you are worthy enough. And I shared a story about how the Monday that I received my letter about becoming a deacon in training, my first thought was, and we had to meet with your pastor. So Pastor Hicks, he says, darling, what did you think when you saw your letter? I said, Pastor, I'm not even gonna lie to you. My first thought was, I'm not worthy of this. And he said, really, why? I said, because yesterday, on that Sunday, the day before, that Sunday, I left church. You had preached. The praise was high. Souls were saved. All of that good stuff. And I'm on my way home, and this lady was crossing the street in the crosswalk. She didn't have the right of way to cross. I had the right of way because I had the green light. And so I blew my horn, and she begins to cuss me. And she called me out my name. So I began to call her out her name, and we're going back and forth. And finally, I said, I'm done with this. I was going to say something I shouldn't. I'm done with this chick. Let me go about my business. Because at the end of the day, I'm driving and she's walking. And so I said, I thought about that. I thought, Lord, I just cussed somebody out like a week or two ago leaving church. And he just fell out laughing. He said, darling, let me tell you something. I got some cussing deacons and I got some praying deacons. And I got some that can do both. You're going to be all right. So, and we laughed. I still think about that. And I just laugh about that even today. But I said all of that to say that once you become a new creature, some things you just don't want to do anymore. Now, will those times come where you may slip up and do it? Of course. But it should not be your norm. So your takeaway today, you guys, is I need you to start leaving the old you behind. Become a new person. Become new in your thinking and the way you do things. And I promise you, life will be a whole lot better for you. That's my time, you guys. Before I forget, make sure you check out tomorrow's car conversation, because it's going to be a hot one. I'm going to be talking about why giving up is not an option, and you don't want to miss that. So if you're new to watching my videos, I want to say thank you, and thank you for giving me just a little bit of your time to speak life into you. I hope something I said resonates with you. I hope it blesses you to the core of your being. If this is not your first rodeo, welcome back. I miss you guys. So good to see you all again. I love you all. You know the drill. You know my spiel. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing at all. So go out there, enjoy the rest of your day, have an amazing weekend on purpose, and continue to be the best you possible. But also strive to leave that old you behind, because better is coming. Until tomorrow, take care.